That was an amazing game from Farigiraf. That was unbelievable. Welcome back, guys. Today we're talking about Farigiraf. I love this Pokemon. Its design is so cool. Look at its face. I love it. I love the shiny. I love the blue little nose. I'll probably be doing a stream shiny hunting this Pokemon fairly soon in the next month, so definitely come around for that. I love this thing. Getting into its stats, 120 HP is amazing. That's really good bulk, and even with the defenses of just 70 on each, it's still pretty bulky with 120 HP, so that's pretty solid. It's got a base speed of 60, meaning it's good under Trick Room, and it gets access to that move, which is amazing. And we'll go into a set about that in a moment. Now, base 110 special attack is definitely nothing to scoff at. You can hit pretty hard with this thing, and we're going to use that in certain sets. The base attack of 90, on the other hand, nothing too special. You could use it if you really wanted to, but I don't really see a reason for it. Now, the abilities are really cool on this Pokemon, but before that, we'll talk about the typing. You're a normal and a psychic type, like Oranguru, like Indeedee, and it's a pretty solid typing. Normal cancels out your weakness to Ghost, and it makes it an immunity, which is great. And Psychic cancels out Normal's only weakness, which is fighting, so it's a pretty good typing. They complement each other pretty well. You do struggle to hit those Steel-type Pokemon, but outside of that, it's pretty solid. Now, these abilities are great. Kudzu is really cool, and so is Sapsipper, but honestly, you're going to be running Armatail on most of your sets because it's a really good ability. We saw how good Serena was with Queenly Majesty, and this is essentially the same thing. I forgot what Bruxish's one is called, but does the same thing. I mean, who uses... Leave a comment if you use Bruxish. Please, leave a comment if you're a fan, because I need to meet you. You're the only one in the world, and I take my hat off to you. So you have a signature move on Farigiraf known as Twin Beam, which you're not going to use. You're not going to use this. It's Psychic with 10 less base power, and it only hits twice. Now, we saw in the last video I did where we spoke about Lumina Crash on Espathra, it's the same base power of this move, but instead of hitting twice, it lowers your target special defense by 2 stages. So obviously that's a really good move. You don't want to give 10 base power up for the ability to hit twice. Yes, you do kind of increase your chance of getting a crit because of hitting twice, but even then it'll just be the same damage. It's just not worth it. Don't do it. Don't run Twin Beam. It's not a good ability. Yes, you can break sashes with it, but who are you one-shotting with base 110? Just don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Okay, let's jump into the sets, and the first set here is, I think, probably the best one, and what I'll probably be using today at the end of this video, so stay tuned. I definitely play games in these videos, so stay tuned for those. I'll be playing them a little later. So Trick Room is what you're going to want to play this Pokemon around, because again, it is pretty slow, and you got Armatail stopping priority moves, meaning you can't be faked out. You can't be sucker punched. You can't be hit with those priority moves, and under Trick Room, you'll be the fastest thing, and they can't really do anything about it. So it's really solid to run, and this is good for just blocking priority for all of your allies under Trick Room. A big thing people do to play around Trick Room teams is they run priority, like things like Extreme Speed and Sucker Punch, but you can't use those if Farigiraf is out on the field. I'm running these safety goggles here. Now, you can run whatever you want here, but this is just because if you're going up against enemy Amoonguss, you don't want to be spored to stop the Trick Room, so having safety goggles is pretty helpful. You can swap this out for something like a Focus Sash if you want to guarantee that you live against things like Choice Scarf, Final Gambit. But honestly, this is kind of up to you. Citrus Berry is pretty good for staying around as well. This item slot is your choice. You're probably going to pair it with your own Fake Out user, and that's the beauty of this Pokemon. It's not like Psychic Terrain. You block priority moves from your enemies, not from your allies, so that's really cool. You can Fake Out next to it and not worry about getting faked out yourself, so that's a really great ability. This is just maximized generic bulk, giving you 112 in both defenses and pretty good HP, with the relaxed nature in the minus speed, and that's something you want to do when you're under Trick Room, guys. So don't forget to run 0 IVs and a negative speed nature if you're running a Pokemon specifically for under Trick Room. When it comes to the moves, you have Trick Room, of course. You can set it yourself, which is great. You have Helping Hand and Ally Switch, which is amazing support. You don't need to run Ally Switch, but it's a mind game if you have it, which is pretty cool. Now, you just get room for 1 or 2 attacking moves at most. Psychic is a pretty good one, but you can't hit Dark types, but then your other stab, Hyper Voice, it hits both enemies, which is really good, but you can't hit Ghost types. So Dazzling Gleam is a good move to use if you don't want to be walled by anything. If you want to break sashes and just make sure you're doing consistent damage around the board, Dazzling Gleam is pretty good. You could also just choose to run Psychic and Hyper Voice, so you have both your stab options. You could swap out for something like Protect as well if you don't want to run both. Or you can run anything here. You get pretty good moves. You can run Bulldoze if you're paired with an ally that wants you want to proc the weakness policy of, or make slow under Trick Room. It's definitely got some potential. It's a very solid Trick Room set of Pokemon. I think the Terra on this should be pretty defensive because you want to get your Trick Room up, and Fairy is a really good one for your typing because you're only weak to Dark and Bug, and Fairy resists both of them. It also still resists Fighting if people want to hit you with that neutral damage, so it's a pretty good typing, and I think, yeah, Fairy is pretty solid for a defensive typing for this Pokemon. Now onto the next set, and this is where your speed tier is really cool. So your 60 speed, the same as Sylveon. If you invest 212 EVs, you will be able to run this thing under Tailwind at 107 and outspeed things like Dragapult. Now, of course, you don't have to do that. You can run bulkier. You go no speed and max out your HP, and that way you can run under Trick Room and be a bulkier Pokemon. This is just a choice spec set to maximize this 110 special attack and do some good damage with your stab moves, because Psychic is pretty solid. If you want to run Twin Beam just because you want to be cool and edgy, go for it, but you're going to do a lot less damage, and that's completely up to you. Psyshock is a really good option as well on a spec set, so you can hit those things that wall special defense. Now see, this is the thing, 80 base power just like Twin Beam, but this hits defense and not special defense. It has a niche and a reason to use it. Remember, base power is important. You only want to use moves with less base power if they do something that's worth using them for. Hyper Voice, great move. Stab, spread move, good damage. Dazzling Gleam, again, as we said, pretty solid. You don't have the greatest coverage with this Pokemon, but you do get things like Energy Ball, you do get things like Thunderbolt, but you don't have any innate ways of hitting steel types outside of like Earthquake and Bulldoze, and you're not going to run those on a spec set. So I've opted for Terra Blast Fire here because I think it's really good at hitting those. You can obviously go Fighting, but Terra Blast Fire gives you that steel resist against things like Golden Go, which I think is just a little better on the Pokemon. So again, you're running Modest, just max special attack and specs to maximize that, and again, Armor Tail, you can run Cudchew on this, makes no sense, you're not running a berry, and Sap Sipper, I mean, look, you can run this if you just want to be immune to Spore on Amoonguss, but if you can block priority for yourself and your allies, and there's really no reason to not do that. I feel like it's just the best out of the 3 abilities like 90% of the time. Now, saying that, there is use for Cudchew with the Citrus Berry. So Cudchew only activates once. It's not like Harvest where it can activate almost every turn. It's going to activate one time. So you eat a berry, then at the end of the next turn you eat another berry. Citrus berries give you 25% of your health back, so you're essentially getting 50% more health by the end of the next turn if this thing's staying around on the field for 2 turns. So that's pretty solid, and you can definitely run that. Some more notable moves you can run are Reflect, Light Screen, Thunder Wave, Imprison. This thing gets a bunch of support moves, and it's pretty cool. There's a lot of fun stuff you can try for sure with this thing. Now when it comes to Sap Sipper, outside of running it for something like Spore, there's really no reason. There's always the beauty that with Sap Sipper on a Pokemon, if you go Terra Water, you're only weak to Electric. That's why it's so solid on something like Goodra. But the only water move you get access to with this Pokemon is Rain Dance, so you'd have to run Terra Blast to get use out of that. You definitely can try it if you want to. That's completely up to you and completely your choice. Something that could be fun to mess with for sure. Now, when it comes to the single set, I think this is probably the most fun one. And you could do any of the ones I've mentioned. You can just run specs. You can run it for Trick Room and singles as well. But I think that Weakness Policy is probably the most fun thing to run because you get access to stored power, and what makes this Pokemon a really good stored power sweeper is you're not going to get hit by Sucker Punch. You have Armor Tail. So if you boost up your stats and you agility up, with agility and 107 speed here, you'll be faster than something like Dragapult. You'll be the fastest thing outside of Electro that's in the game at the moment. So you'll be able to sweep through teams, which is really, really cool. You invest into bulk and defense because you're boosting your special defense and your special attack with Calm Mind. Agility is going to give you the speed, and then stored power is going to give you plus 20 power for every single stat boost you have. Now that with Terra Fighting and Terra Blast, you're not going to be walled by anything because you're going to be able to hit those Dark and those Steel types, and you're just going to absolutely sweep through teams, especially with the Weakness Policy boost giving you not only special attack raises, but also those attack raises do count towards the stored power plus 20 boost. So it's really, really cool to run. I think it's probably the most fun set to run in singles for sure, and something I recommend trying out. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a team that I've put together in just a few minutes and I'll play some games. But before I do that, I just want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment, and show support. I work really hard on these videos, and every bit of support you guys give me genuinely means so much. So honestly, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. So I'll see you guys at the team. Okay, so this is the team I put together really quickly. We're running the Safety Goggles Trick Room build that we spoke about just now. I'm running it with Torkoal, with a cool Unbeliever with Harvest since we have the Sun on Torkoal. Thought that might be fun to try. With Hariyama, the Scar, Final Gambit, Annihilate, and Gastrodon. So we're going to try this out in some games. Stay tuned, guys. We're going to have some fun. Okay, so this is a really, really cool team. I'm really curious to know how they stopped the Trick Room here. They could go for the Hydreigon. I think the problem they have is they can't really do it with Hariyama Farigiraf as a lead. Yeah, they don't have a way. They could do double spread moves. They could do that Golden Garchomp, but they don't have enough. So I think Hariyama, Farigiraf, and then we have Torkoal in the back with Arboliva. I believe it. I'm a believer of Arboliva. I think this will go pretty well. I think it's going to be pretty solid. It's a pretty fun team. So what we're versing is very meta. It's a very meta team. All they need to do is replace the Sylveon and Arcanine with a Dozo and a Kiri, and it's like the most meta team of all time. But it's a pretty solid team. Sylveon is very good, so is Arcanine. Arcanine's actually really good into us, which is kind of unfortunate. I kind of want to bring Gastrodon for it, but I also think we can deal with it. So let's see. Let's see what they do. So they're going to lead the Sylveon and the Hydreigon. Okay, so I'm fine with this. I'm completely fine with this because I'm honestly going to... I'm going to Trick Room. I don't think Dark Pulse Okos me. And I'm going to Wide Guard. Or I can just fake out the Sylveon. I just fake out the Sylveon. I don't think Hydreigon Okos me. I'm risking the flinch. They protect. Beautiful. Beautiful. None of that. None of that happening. We get the freest Trick Room of all time off here, which is absolutely excellent. Hydreigon needs to... Hydreigon needs to Terra or get out of here. So something in that slot's going to take a close combat unless they have Golden Go in the back. And if they do have Golden Go and they get rid of my Hariyama, then I'm in a really good position with Torkoal. So let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Arcanine. Okay, this is still going to do a lot to Arcanine, which is really good. I do want to chip that thing down. That's beautiful. That is really good damage on Arcanine for me. There's Psychic, some good chip on Sylveon, and the Special Defense drop, which is massive. That is actually huge, because now Torkoal comes in, and I Helping Hand, and I Eruption, and I Terra Fire, and I Eruption, and I don't know how they deal with this. I think that this is just the game for us now. Getting off that Trick Room, they weren't able to stop it. They played way too passively turn one. They can't use any priority moves to chip down my Torkoal, weaken my Eruption. Say they had Quick Attack on Sylveon, it wouldn't do much, but still, they can't Extreme 2 with Arcanine either. So we're going to Helping Hand. They're quite low. They're going to Protect. Okay. Yeah, Extreme 3 does not work against Armor Tail. They went for it there. That doesn't work. Farigiraf is too good at supporting. Let's go. Okay, so now they're likely going to want to get in their Hydreigon. I feel like that's what they want to do, but I don't think they take this very well. I don't think they take this very well. I really don't. I really don't think they take this very well. So what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to ally switch. I kind of want to ally switch an Eruption because we did get the Special Defense drop on the Sylveon, and we won't take too much from the Hyper Voice. So they may just Protect. No, they don't. So huge damage, Hydreigon. Where do you attack? There we go, into the Farigiraf. Beautiful. Torkoal's nice and protected. Well done. Well done. So they're going to probably Protect this turn because they do have we do only have one turn of Trick Room. So it's going to be tough here. But what I actually want to do now is I want to Eruption, and then I want to Substitute. Because if they double Protect, I get a free Substitute, and I'll definitely take that. We've got to play for, like, you know, the outcome. They could double Protect here, and if they do, my best plan, I believe, is to get behind a Substitute to be able to try to win this one out. Now, I don't think I believe it can beat Golden Go. They don't have Protect on the Golden Go. That's beautiful. So yeah, we're definitely going to take this one because the combination of the Arboliva behind here. So they could have Heat Wave here, which wouldn't KO or anything. I don't know how much they're going to do. I'm going to Flamethrower because it's just guaranteed more damage. And the Pollen Puff into the Hydreigon. So there's the Draco. They get rid of Torkoal, and Arboliva does it. So that was amazing from Farigiraf. It got up the Trick Room. It gave a Helping Hand support to do an absurd amount of damage. And it also ally switched to save the Torkoal, which was really, really cool. That was massive. So well done for Farigiraf that game. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, this is a very interesting team. This is very interesting. Okay, so, all right. They also have some Trick Room mons, but they can't stop our Trick Room. Torkoal is probably just after use shenanigans. I think if we lead the Hariyama and the Farigiraf, we're pretty good. And then if we have the Torkoal and the Gastrodon, we're in a pretty good spot. I think that's what we want to run for sure. They could lead just the Sun, and hope that they can just, you know, Eruption and maybe Sleep Powder. Oh no, they're going Toxicity Ampharos. I'm not sure what they're going for here. Is it plus minus stuff? Is this like just weird plus minus stuff? Because I don't know why they would do that. I'm going to just be really safe, and I'm going to Trick Room, and I'm going to fake out the Toxtricity. Because I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know what they're doing. I'm a little bit scared. When I see stuff I don't understand, I get a little afraid. So we'll see what they do. Okay, there's the fake out. They flinch. They Thunderbolt. Oh my god, that did so much. We got parried, but we get the Trick Room off. Okay. There we go. Farigiraf getting the damage off through the Trick Room. We'll just Psychic into this slot. It's unfortunate we got parried there. It really is. Yeah, there's no reason to not just do this. Like, there's really no reason to not Psychic one slot, Close Combat the other one. They don't have switch-ins for this. They can go Golden Go in one of these slots, and it will take not that much damage. And like Merkur or something, but they do not want those in here on the Trick Room, especially when I have a Torkoal in the back. So I'm curious to know what they're going to do here. I'm really curious. I don't know what their play is going to be, because they're taking a lot of damage. They're taking a lot of damage here. They're taking their full turn. I respect it. All right, we break through the para. Awesome. Get the Psychic off. And a huge Close Combat. Yeah, double KO. Their team looks interesting. It's definitely not a team that you would take too seriously, I guess. And Ampharos is a fun Pokemon, and next to Toxicity, it's a bit too much to run there. Okay, so they have the Torkoal, and they have the I actually want to do something fun here. I really want to do something fun. So what I want to do is I want to Psychic the Torkoal and hope I break through, because I'm still not faster when I'm paralyzed. My goodness. Okay, so I kind of really want to Wide Guard. I really want to Wide Guard. Okay, let's see what they do. They protect. We Wide Guard. We get parried. Oh, they Flamethrower. Okay. The Wide Guard didn't do anything for us. Gastrodon can definitely get Solar Beamed, and that will not be great. But what we're going to do is we're going to get our own Torkoal, and we're going to actually Ally Switch and Earth Power, because they won't Sleep Powder into that slot because we're paralyzed. So if we just Ally Switch and Earth Power, we're in a pretty good spot. They could be running Protect. They may go for it. They may want to stall out the Trick Room a little. There we go. Ally Switch, Earth Power. Huge for us. The Earth Power that slot. Beautiful. Beautiful. And After You is not going to do a thing under our Trick Room. If they have Protect this turn for the Torkoal, but if they had Protect, I feel like they would have pressed it. I really do. So what I actually want to do is just Eruption, because it will get the double KO. They will likely Protect one of them, which is fine. And then, yeah, I want to just, double up into the Torkoal slot. They do have Protect. Okay, they saw that Trick Room. That's fine. So what they've done now, though, is we get to play the mind game. We get to play the mind game. And they get to think, is he going to Ally Switch? So that's what this comes down to. And I'm not going to Ally Switch. I'm not going to do it this turn. I'm going to double Torkoal this way. So they could After You and go for like something like Eruption. They could Sleep Powder. Yes. So they tried to cover both. That was very good. They Sleep Powdered that slot in case I did Ally Switch, and they Earth Powered the other slot in case I didn't, which was huge by them. And they ended up going down to the their Life Orb. Where'd they go down from? Oh, my Psychic went through. I'm so used to being like just paralyzed and stuff. Okay, so I think they might have won this. So what I want to do is I actually want to Ally Switch Flamethrower. They may want to stall out the Sun. So I'm going to Ally Switch Flamethrower. Oh, I don't get the Ally Switch off. That's unfortunate. And the Solar Beam's going to KO us. I don't get that off. That's really unfortunate. Now, I don't think I live this. I really don't think I live this. I think they're going to get the KO on me. That's really unfortunate. They got parried there, because that would have been game. But what I'm going to do is I'm not going to Ally Switch this turn. And I'm going to Terra Ground. I'm going to Helping Hand and Clismog. It's not going to do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do any damage. Oh, hold on. Which slot did they go into? If I had Protect, I won here. Wait. I'm going to Clismog, and I'm going to... How much will Psychic do? Their only attacking move is Solar Beam. Oh. So I literally win if I don't get paralyzed. But I get paralyzed. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I was thinking about Ally Switching there. Oh, I still win. Let's go. Farigiraf. See, Farigiraf is cracked. It breaks through the para at the end there and gets the KO. Yeah, I guess they were too Sun reliant, so that was solid. We'll play one more game, and I'll see you guys there. Oh, it's Sand with Tailwind Kilowattrel likely. They've got Garchomp, they've got Volcarona, and Golden Go. This is kind of scary. I think Farigiraf Hariyama is a very good lead. I think it is a very good lead into this team. I don't see how they really deal with it, to be honest. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to bring Torkoal in the back 100%. Oh, man. Annihilape's actually really good here, too. Gastrodon solid for sure. Yeah, I think this is the ones I want to bring. There we go. This is what I expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Trick Room. And I'm going to fake out the T-Tar. Because they don't Oko me with a Lycanroc. There's just no way. There's just no way. So we're going to fake out T-Tar. It's going to go Terra Flying, most likely. I would assume. But then that would make it weaker to Torkoal. So if they want to do that, that's fine. To deal with Hariyama. It does make sense. They could obviously just go Golden Go. But yeah, if they want to... If they want to do that, no, they don't. So they don't want to be weaker to Torkoal. Are they going for the flinches? Is it flinch gamers? Do they get it? They do get it. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not great. I don't know if we can live a double up. A crunch? I don't know if a crunch will kill us. I don't know if a crunch will kill us. You know what I might do? I'm going to ally switch close combat the T-Tar. Let's go. Don't flinch, 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 don't flinch. Let's go. Huge. 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 Let's go, Farigiraf. Okay, something's coming in. Something's coming in, and what is it? Because they're going to Rock Slide. But what is the other Pokemon going to be? It's Golden Go. Wide Guard. This is Wide Guard Trick Room. Let's go. This is Wide Guard Trick Room. I see it now. I see it now. The Rock Slide, the Make It Rain. I see it coming. Let's go. Wide Guard. Rock Slide. Can't hit us. And? Shadow Ball. You can't hit us. We're normal Psychic. Let's go. Farigiraf gets off the Trick Room. That is huge. I'm knocking off into Golden Go for sure. And I'm going to Psychic the Lycanroc to break its Sash finally. There we go. Golden Go is gone. Farigiraf is going off in this game. Farigiraf is going off in this last game. Oh, that thing's, was it banded? What did I knock off? Oh, I knocked off the other slot. Okay, so Sand is going to be gone now. They could have Excel Rock. I'm not really worried. I think they're locked into a Rock Slide. It feels like they're locked in. It really feels like they're locked in. Especially since I pressed Wide Guard and they pressed it again. What do they bring? What deals with Torkoal right now? Do they have Garchomp? They could have Garchomp or Volcarona. Volcarona's not going to live. Farigiraf has absolutely popped off in this one. Alright, let's see. What are they doing? Volcarona. Volcarona's not living this. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Well done, Farigiraf. You popped off. You are a king. Absolutely amazing. There's the helping hand. That was an amazing game from Farigiraf. That was unbelievable. Oh, that was so good. Oh, guys, I hope this showcased Farigiraf really well. It's such a good mon. The team around it was not amazing. I made it in a few minutes. But yeah, that was really fun. It's a really good mon. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a wonderful day.